So here we are at the house. Little quick tour. Bedroom, closet. Well, you can't see it now, but eventually. And we're starting on the plumbing. This will be for the washer. This will be the bathroom. Bathroom and laundry. Laundry is going to be on the right hand side. Little spot for the toilet, and then there's going to be a corner shower right here. And then this is the kitchen. Another bedroom or possibly a dining room on the back side here. But the main reason I'm making this video is to show you some plumbing. We got started on the drain lines a couple days ago, and this is where we're tying into the old cast iron right here. We got our test tee or clean out, and then this is going to be for a laundry tub that's going to get mounted on the wall. But we go up here and we go out. This is our main drain, and that first TY combo goes to the second level through the stud cavity in the kitchen wet wall, the 2x6 wet wall. The TY combo on the right side, that goes to the toilet on the main level that I just showed you, and then over to the right, this is where we pick up the shower. And then that sanitary tee laying on its back, that is the vent for the shower. And then also I'm going to use it to vent the toilet on the main level. And currently we are pretty much at the end right there. You can see where the last bit of 3" goes. And my next job or task is to connect onto that. And if you can see that 2" pipe that's coming across horizontally, that is coming from the laundry. So that's kind of what I'm up against today. And I'm going to show you a little trick how to do that without beating yourself up too bad. So on the wall, I've got these handy little rough-in boxes. This is the drain for the laundry. Goes down into a standpipe to your trap. Over here to your sanitary tee where a vent will go up. And then the drain continues down. Now instead of just coming across straight with the floor, I didn't want to have to crawl under there. I mean, it's a pain in the ass working in these crawl spaces. So what I did is I just kicked it off at a 45-degree angle, put a 45-degree fitting here, and then went straight. That way I can get access to it. I'm not crawling under the floor any more than I have to, and it's going to make things a lot easier. So basically what you do, now I cut a piece in there, it's temporarily laying in there, and I purposely cut it to meet the center line of where that 3" is going to come across. And I'm basically going to use it to measure with. And I will be cutting it later. I'll be cutting it down to size, but that's not a big deal. You get a couple inches of waste, so what makes life easier. So temporarily got it set in that 45-degree angle. It's not glued. I'm not getting a final length. I'm merely getting my measurements to make my transition from that 3" up to this 2". And then also past this 2", I'm going to connect to a sink that's going to be in this corner. So I've got a few things going on, and you can see I really don't want to crawl down there and try to have a tape measure and a level and holding up a piece of pipe. I mean, I only got 2 hands, so to make things more simple, basically what you do, get this pipe in there, kind of get it parallel to the building, or in this case I'm just going to eyeball it off of the subfloor here, this OSB. You just kind of eyeball it. Yep, it's pretty much parallel. I might come over to the right just a stitch. Now the next thing you do is you get yourself one of these really expensive levels, and they come with a little wire nut taped on the end of it. And this particular level is 2 feet, so my spacer here is going to be 1/2 inch, because we need 1/4 inch per foot of slope. So being that this level is 2 feet long, we need a 1/4 inch plus 1/4 inch gives me 1/2 inch. So now when I put this level on the pipe, and if it shows it's level, then I know I've got at least 1/4 inch slope. And if the bubble is favoring the high side, then I know I've got more than enough slope. So basically, I'll plop this on the pipe. I've kind of already got it temporarily set up with this little box here. You put your spacer on the low side, actually, so downhill. Set it on the pipe so you can get it to balance. Now if you can see that bubble, it is just a little bit, it's favoring high, so we know we have more than 1/4 inch slope, which is fine. So we're good on the slope, we got that set. Now the next thing you got to do is we come along here, and we need to find the height that this 3 inch would be if we extend it over to meet this 2 inch. Now you can't just stick a level on there and hold it level and say, okay, that's going to be the height, because we already have a slope on that 3 inch pipe. So we need to find the slope. And one way you can do that is probably the easiest way, is I got my 4-foot level on that pipe, and what I do is you kind of rock it up and down, and you'll feel where that level sits, so it's in line. You know, if you go too far low, the back side of the level lifts up off the pipe. If you raise it too much, the front side or the near side of that level rises up off that 3 inch. So we want to find a spot where you can hear that clicking, and that's when you know you're right in line with the existing slope of the 3 inch. So I'm going to find that sweet spot, and I'm going to kind of hold it here, put my little block of wood to match that. And that might take a few tries, but I've got it temporarily blocked up just to kind of match that slope. And now, so now what you've got, the bottom of this 4-foot level represents the top of the 3 inch pipe. This 2 inch pipe coming across represents where this 2 inch pipe would be upon final installation. And we're just going to take a tape measure and measure off the bottom of the level to, let's say, we're just going to pick the top of the 2 inch. So what we've got there is about 7 inches from the top of the 3 inch to the top of the 2 inch. Now instead of crawling under there and trying to do 10 things with only 2 hands, all you got to do is lay your fittings out on a flat floor. You know, you can set them down here and use a square, even draw drawings on the plywood, and temporarily put these together until you've got what you need. And in this case, I've kind of already done this last night, but if you hold this guy up like this, and we take a level across it, not with the wire nut on there. Now there I'm plumb, so I know from the edge of that is the back side of this coupling, And the coupling, the hub is similar. So if you go hub to hub, it's basically the same as pipe to pipe, just like center of this pipe is, the center of that is the same as the back of this hub to the back of that. It's all kind of the same. So, and look at, we have 7 inches. So you can mess around up in a comfortable working area, even do this on a workbench. You know, you don't need to make it super complicated, but we know we got our 7 inches of rise, which will match up. And then from there, so that would have been to fabricate our little 2-inch offset up here. The next piece of it is to find out where we're going to put this Y to come off and intersect the 2-inch pipe from the laundry. And that one's pretty simple. You just come across here, put your tape measure on the end of that 3-inch to about, I'd go like the center line of this 2-inch pipe, which is like 25 inches roughly. I think last night I measured it 24 3/4. But in this same kind of setup, you can put it here and mock up your pieces. Now we know this in here you're going to lose about 1.5 inches of pipe, so you go to this, we're at 26.5, so if you come down that 1.5 inches, you're at 25 when you're fully on the pipe. So that's basically how you do that. And now we got a piece that's all ready to go. I don't have to crawl down there and measure and hold levels and all that garbage and nonsense. I can simply glue this pipe on here, make sure it's straight, square, true, level, and everything, and mark my 2-inch, glue that on, easy peasy.